How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys having a great week. So E3 is super close, guys, and we're back today with another conference prediction. This one is going to be on Sony's conference. So, Sony's conference, it's not even here E3, and we already know quite a bit about what Sony are going to be presenting at that conference. Sony have already gone online and already said the 4 main titles that they're going to be focusing on are all 4 exclusives, and those are going to be The Last of Us Part 2. Oh my god, can't wait for that. Spider-Man, also can't wait for that. Ghost of Tsushima, that looks really interesting. It's what I wanted AC to do for so long. And finally, Death Stranding. Have no idea what that's about, but super curious and looking forward to finding out more. So Sony have already revealed kind of what we're going to see, and this year's Sony conference, I don't know what it's going to be. Now, they've said that they're not going to cover any hardware, so there's not going to be any VR, or we're not going to hear anything about the next PlayStation console that's going. Sony are doing what they always do. They're focusing on the games, and this year it looks like it's going to be maybe a little bit more slower paced, and just focusing on the exclusives that we already know about and showing those off, and maybe we'll get some release dates on those titles as well. Now, previous Sony conferences have always had that kind of wow factor, particularly, not last year, maybe not last year as much, but the year before. There were so many surprise announcements there with Shenmue 3, God of War, Final Fantasy VII Remake, so many. Are we going to get that this year? I don't know. I hope we have some surprises, but what we already know is definitely confirmed is those 4 exclusives will be there, and we are going to find out a lot more about them. So let's look at them a little bit more individually. So Spider-Man, of course, that game is actually coming out really soon on the 7th of September. We've already seen some gameplay footage, which we saw last year. We saw some really cool stealth elements, some great web slinging, some pretty fun quick time events, so I'd like to see a little bit more on that and how that actually works. What will we see this year? Maybe we'll find out a little bit more about the story. There was a little kind of teaser at the end of the trailer last year which showed Miles Morales. Maybe we'll get to see more about Miles. Maybe we'll see how he's going to factor into the game. We're definitely going to see more Spider-Man in some kind of capacity. I'm hoping we'll see more gameplay, and that would be really interesting. It'd be really cool if we got to see like a boss fight, or what kind of villains are going to be in there, bar the main character, if there's going to be any other villains in there as well. Maybe they'll keep that for a surprise, who knows. The other game, of course, that's going to be announced is Ghost of Tsushima. This looks so cool. This game is basically a action adventure RPG, I guess, set in feudal Japan during the Mongolian invasion of Japan, and it just looks great. It's like historical Japan, samurai, with stealth elements and ninja elements, sort of Tenchu style. It's what I've wanted Assassin's Creed to do for quite a while. I know many of you feel exactly the same way, that you've wanted AC to go to Japan. This is kind of like the game that's sort of meeting those kind of needs. Well, it looks that way anyway. We've only seen a cinematic trailer. We've not seen any gameplay yet so far. So I am hoping that at Sony's conference, if they're going to dedicate quite a bit of time to it, that we're going to see a gameplay trailer, that we're going to see gameplay footage, and who knows, maybe we'll get a release date as well, which would be really, really cool. As well, we're going to see Death Stranding. Now, Hideo Kojima has already been kind of hinting and putting sort of little teasers, sort of saying that he's been working on a trailer for E3. And I think he is confirmed that he's going to be in attendance, so we can expect Kojima to be coming up on stage and talking a little bit more about Death Stranding. Now, there's so much mystery about this game. We don't really know that much about it. We know that it's got Norman Reedus from Walking Dead in it as the main protagonist. We know it's got Mads Mikkelsen as the main villain, which is just friggin' epic. Love that casting. We know we've seen things of like these kind of like sinister shadow oil monsters that seem to react to noise and sound, so it's got those kind of like horror elements in it as well. some really random stuff with a child in like a capsule or something. We don't really know that much. It looks like it has something to do with time and relativity, or reality as we know it. I'm so freaking curious. It's from the mind of Hideo Kojima, and Hideo Kojima's mind is just crazy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more about it. I hope he kind of gives us hints a little bit more about it. Maybe he's just going to keep it to himself until the game comes out, but I'd really like to see the gameplay. I want to see how the gameplay actually works and what style of a game it is. I very much would like to see more of that at Sony's conference this year, and I think we can expect something quite lengthy, hopefully. And of course, the final exclusive that is confirmed is The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us for me is one of the best titles that came out on last generation. It is a beloved series for many Sony fans. Of course, it is from Naughty Dog, and it's probably one of their best games. Don't get me wrong, Uncharted is an amazing series, but The Last of Us was such a special experience, and the story of Ellie and Joel, and it was just such a beautifully haunting story, and the world and music and acting and story and gameplay, everything just came together so perfectly. So yeah, I'm really excited to find out more about their story and to see where Ellie and Joel's story is gonna go. I'm really excited to find that out. The first trailer didn't show as much, it was just a teaser. It did show us Ellie and Joel, but the second trailer definitely showed more. It showed some side characters. I know there was a lot of backlash with that with regards to the amount of violence in the game and how dark it was. But I know there was like, you either loved it or you hated it kind of thing, but I want to find out more, and I'm hoping we'll see more gameplay in it. I hope we'll get to see Joel and Ellie in some capacity, and yeah, I absolutely want to find out more about The Last of Us Part 2, and I would love to have a release date for that game as well. And yeah, all four of those titles there just are absolutely amazing, and they're all so different in style and genre and story, so that's just really epic. And really, really cool. So those are the things that we definitely know are going to be there. What else might be there or may potentially be likely to be at Sony's conference? I think we can expect to see something to do with Days Gone, probably. They have confirmed, Sony, I think they revealed today that Days Gone is going to be released in February next year. We've seen a lot of gameplay footage. I think Game Informer had sort of exclusive rights to show the first hour of the game. So there's a lot of gameplay footage out there on the internet for you to check out. Whether or not because of that they're just going to not show any gameplay this year and maybe just show us like a story trailer to sort of remind people that it's coming, maybe they'll do that potentially. But I'm sure Days Gone is going to be there in some kind of capacity, because again, it's another big exclusive that Sony has up their sleeve that they're going to want to remind people of. I think as well with Sony, I'm kind of like 99% sure that we're going to have another announcement of a remaster of an old Sony classic. We've had that pretty much every year for the last couple of years. So we've had so many titles that have already come out or been announced. Of course, we had Shadow of the Colossus last year, which did very, very well. Had very good responses to, and was a really good remaster. We've had Crash Bandicoot, which did exceptionally well. We've had Wipeout. There've been a lot of remastered games coming out every year, at least one a year. So yeah, I think we can definitely expect to hear something about maybe a remastered version of an old game. What game it's going to be, I don't know. What game do you think it'll be? Let me know in the comment section below what game you'd like to see in terms of a remaster. Let me know in the comment section below. Really interested to hear that from you guys. So what else can we expect to see? I think we're going to see something to do with Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm pretty sure we're going to see something at Sony's conference. Of course, Sony's got a very close relationship with Square Enix. I think they've already shown trailer footage of Kingdom Hearts 3 before, so I think it's likely that it's going to be at Sony's conference again this year. Maybe we'll get a release date at Sony's conference. That would be really, really cool, and maybe we'll get to see some more gameplay footage of it as well. You know that Sony's going to have a lot of third-party titles there. They've got quite close relationships with a lot of third-party games. So definitely, you know, if last year is anything to go by in the year before, we can expect to see something Call of Duty related. So they'll probably promote Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Maybe we'll get to see some actual, like some of their Battle Royale mode in action. Maybe we'll get to see something to do with the multiplayer, because we know it's not going to have a single player campaign. Of course, they're going to be focusing on that Battle Royale mode that they've got, obviously, that they've taken from Fortnite. So yeah, we can expect to see Call of Duty. Definitely we can expect to see something Destiny 2 related. Destiny 2 was all over Sony's conference last year. Maybe there'll be something about the new Fallen DLC, which is said to be sort of answering all of the wants that Destiny 2 fans have had, and all the complaints that they've made, that this DLC is supposed to answer all of those complaints and supposed to fix all of those problems with the game. It is at $40, which I think is quite expensive for a DLC, but you know they're going to want to promote it, and Sony's conference will be a good place for them to do that, definitely because of all the exclusivity and the exclusive items and things that they've had with Sony in the past. So you can imagine them promoting it at Sony's conference and promising something exclusive to PlayStation 4 owners, most likely. What else would I like to see? Well, we're kind of, I'd like to see some new IPs. I don't know whether we will. From Software are working on something at the moment. From Software are the team that brought us Bloodborne and also Dark Souls. And we did see a 30-second clip at the Game Awards last year. Just a teaser trailer, really. It showed like a feudal, kind of like Japanese calligraphy, and it's really interesting. Now this is also the team that bought us Tenchu, so it would be so cool if we were getting like a Tenchu remake. I would love that. That would be amazing if that happened, and I would just absolutely freak out if that would happen, because that's one of the games I'd love to see remade and remastered for modern audiences. So you know, maybe we'll have something like that. I mean, I don't know whether or not we will, because obviously they might not show it at their conference, especially if they're wanting to promote you know, the Ghost of Tsushima, and they don't really want to show something else that's kind of set in the same time period, because they might not want to detract from that game and sort of steal its thunder. So maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just get another short teaser, or they'll just say it's in the works, and you know, we'll see something more next year or the year after, who knows. And you know, maybe as well we might see something Red Dead Redemption 2 related. I don't know how likely that is, obviously, because Rockstar don't usually do E3. They kind of avoid it. Rockstar kind of do their own thing, and they're not really a presence usually at E3. It's not really where they promote their games. But we know that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out in October, and E3 is a massive vehicle for them to promote it. So if they did promote it on Sony's stage, that is a huge score for Sony, because so many fans are like so hyped for Red Redemption 2 and just wanting more information, wanting to see gameplay. So if Sony actually managed to secure that, dude, that would just, the crowd would just go absolutely crazy for Red Dead Redemption 2. But whether or not it's going to happen, I don't know, because obviously Rockstar tend to not be at E3 and they tend to avoid it. So we'll see. It'd be nice to see it. It's something I would like to see, but we will see. We'll see what's going to happen. So what do I want to see from Sony? Pretty much just gameplay footage, more information on the 4 exclusives, more on Days Gone. I'd like to see some new IPs. I don't think it's likely that we're going to see anything on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think we're going to see anything on Shenmue 3, because I just don't think those games are ready to be shown and sort of promoted at this point. I think they want to focus on development in terms of those titles. But even with everything that we know that they're going to have, I anticipate that Sony's conference is going to be good, and hopefully they can keep the pacing good and upbeat and fast. I think one of the biggest problems with Sony's conference last year is the pacing was really bad. They started off strong, and then in the middle it got really slow and really boring, and then they picked it up towards the end. So they've got to keep that pacing really good this year. They've got to jump from game to game to game to game, and just keep us, keep new game, new announcements. They've got to keep that pace up. That is really important. But anyway, those are my thoughts and predictions for Sony's E3 conference. What are you looking forward to at Sony's conference this year? What do you hope you're going to see at Sony's conference as well? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be back again all week, guys, with lots of E3 content, so look forward to that. If you do enjoy these videos, it's the first time you're checking out my channel and you'd like to see more, please of course subscribe to show your support. Please like my videos, share them, comment, anything that you can do to get those videos out there for people to see, because there's going to be a lot of competition this week, a lot of people producing videos on YouTube. So if you like it and you think other people might like it, then please of course share to show your support. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Bye guys.